Okay, good evening, everyone. So, welcome back to the session. I hope for the online, my voice is clear for you. So, in the last class, we have seen the concept of deployment, right? How many of you done a deployment? One, two, three. What about remaining? And from online, how many of you done the deployment, guys? Raise your hands first of all. Rajesh done. Okay. Madhu. Sorry, Madhuri. Sorry. Okay, only two. Guys, what happening to the rest of the people? Sure, Swati, I'm gonna recap. Don't worry about that. But what is the reason like why you are not practicing? Don't you guys want Java? What is the reason for not practicing? Huh? Steps. Do you have the videos? Why? I mean, like, my question is very simple. You said you are not able to remember the steps. Okay. I am giving the notes, first of all. In the notes, everything is step by step written very, very clearly. Of course, even though after seeing the notes, you are not able to remember. Then take the videos. You said, sir, we don't have any videos. Why? What is the reason? Huh? Admin? एक दिन के लिए नहीं देते पूरा कोर्स के लिए लेना पड़ेगा हाँ. I mean, like, that is a management thing actually. I'm not involving in management things. So you need to speak with management. एक दिन के लिए? That's what I'm telling. That is a management things now. So you need to go and ask management. Okay. Okay. So the thing is here. Tell me one thing. How many of you are having the videos here? Raise your hands. One. Hmm. Only one. Ek Niranjan. What about remaining people? Okay, let's discuss this first of all. I wanna give some clarity for all of you. What is the reason for not having the videos? Huh? Fees. Okay, you felt the fees is very high. That is the reason you haven't take videos, huh? How many of you feel the fee is very high? Raise your hands for videos. Hey, tell me, man. This time speaking openly with you, right? You are telling that, sir, a fees is almost all 6,000 rupees, which is very, very expensive for us, right? That or not? What's your graduation fees? बताओ ना. Huh? What is your graduation fees? That's what my question. Lakhs, right? कम से कम 4 lakh. In a least case, 4 lakhs. For entire 4 years, not for single, okay? For entire 4 years. In universities. That is acceptable. Okay, let's take it. Even if it is a C grade college, C grade, I'm not talking about grade A, grade B. I'm talking about level 3 colleges. Least case, you might get up to 1 lakh, right? Is 6,000 rupees very greater than 1 lakh? Sir, for only graduation, you invested at 1 lakh rupee and you felt that is not the fees. But for your career changing course, you are not able to spend 6,000 rupees. And you are feeling it very, 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 very expensive. Correct or not? Think logically. Is there anything wrong that I said in this word? I mean, like, నీ చెప్పిన దాంట్లో ఏమైనా తప్పు ఉందా ఇప్పుడు? No, right? Then why you are feeling that is very expensive? Just tell me one thing. For the waste graduation, I'm talking about waste graduation only. Why? Because your graduation doesn't help you to get the job. Do you agree or not? Will your graduation help you to get the job? For the waste paper of your certificates, I'm talking about, you spend 4 lakh rupees. But for your career changing DevOps, this course, can't you spend 6,000 rupees more? Is really 6,000 very expensive? And one more thing, I'm not providing, I'm not promoting you to take the videos actually. I'm just talking about the reality actually. Till now also, I won't ask you to take the videos, but I ask you to change your mindset. Okay. So I'll tell you one thing. If something which is helpful for you, invest money on it. It might be for your career, or it might be for your health, or it might be for your future. For example, let's take, if you go to Sunday outside with your friends or some any other one, minimum to minimum, what is the basic price you are gonna put? Basic pay? Minimum to minimum 1,000. Correct or not, sir? 500 restaurant maybe hote. And what about cinema? Right? ASF. How was the ASF? ASF. Good, na? Of course, we talk about ASF later. So the minimum charge will be 1,000 rupees. Sir, 1,000 rupees you are putting for to get the food actually. But same 1,000 rupees you can't invest on gym. Which one is better for your health? Going and eating the junk food or going to hit the gym? Which one is better? Gym, right? For example, if you go to outside, any of outside, there is one very good book actually, which cost you 500 rupees. You won't invest on 500 rupees. But 500 rupees, simply you go and invest on Pani Puri Bandi. Simply, right? If you go a bunch of friends, minimum charge will be 100 rupees per person, 500. So the main intention is I'm not promoting to take the videos or any other thing. I want to make sure that you need to start investing actually. Investing means not only about your money, your health is your investment, your time is your investment, your thinking is also investment. Hours and hours you try to keep scrolling Insta, which is the worst habit. But instead of keeping the hours and hours for Insta, if you keep 5 to 10 hours, sorry, 5 to 10 minutes for like what we LinkedIn, Naukri, it might be helpful for you or not, sir. So here my major intention is to not to blame anyone. I just want to change your mindset actually. Why? Because guys, I'm telling you, mindset is what different for each and every person. There are almost all 40 people in the class. After course is done, I can't guarantee you 40 people are you going to place, but the people who is having the right mindset, they'll place. I'll give guarantee. For the 40 people, I am the one who is training, and I am the one who is giving the same knowledge for all of you. But why person A is placing and why not person B? Where is the difference? Where is the difference? It's about how you take the things, right? It's all about your mindset. Okay. For every of my student, I'm telling, I want you to change your mindset. Why? Because it is the only thing that make differ you from other person. Is my point clear for all of you? And again, I'm not suggesting you to take the videos anymore. I'm just telling like what you need to think actually. Okay, fine. So let's come back to the topic. But before going to the topic, today I just want to share you one more news actually. One of a known person to me has attended for the interview today. And they kept the experience of 3 years. Fake only. How much? The interview majorly done on the Jenkins and Kubernetes. These two are the major topics for the interview. Of course, you don't know what is Kubernetes till now. I'll explain later. But I'm going to discuss you what are the questions that they have received on the Jenkins from the interview point. Okay, the interview went for almost all 30 minutes and the experience is 3+ experience. Do you want me to discuss the interview questions first or at the end of the class? First, okay, we'll go for poll. Online, if you want interview questions first, type interview questions. And offline, if you want interview questions to discuss first, raise your hands. We'll go for a majority of the people. And one more thing, raising the hands means not like this and this, like this. I want to see it very clearly from your end. Huh? So majority of the people accepted for the interview. Okay, let's go. The first question from the interview point of view is, what is pipeline and explain me the syntax of pipeline. Tell me what is pipeline? Step by step executing of a process or series of events interlinked with each other. What is the syntax of pipeline? Pass. Explain me. Pipeline, agent, stages, stage, steps. Okay. Second question is,
How can you reduce the length of the pipeline? By using pipeline as a code. Already we discussed. Okay. Next one is gonna be explain the concept of master and slave. Have we discussed that one? Yes. What is the purpose of master and slave? Distribute the bills. Correct. And for example, if you have a Jenkins console, you forgot the password. Now, how you are going to log into the Jenkins console? By editing the config.xml. In config.xml, make true as false and restart the Jenkins. Already you know. And next question is, for example, if I want to restrict the number of bills in Jenkins, how can I do it? Correct only. You are saying correct. How to restrict the number of bills in the Jenkins? Throttle build. Which one? I think I got answer from this side actually. I'm not sure who said the answer. It is throttle build. Next question is, for example, you have your jobs running on your Jenkins. Okay. If you restart your Jenkins, what will happen? Is your jobs going to run or your jobs going to stop? Stop. But in real time, we don't restart the Jenkins when the jobs are executing. Already we discussed. While jobs are running, we never stop the Jenkins server. And the final question is gonna be, in Jenkins, if you want to integrate any tool, how can you integrate? First, download the plugin. Next, go to pipeline and use sample step. So this is what the questions that they have got for the 3+ years of experience. How much? 3+. Now you tell me, if all of you attended for the interview, how many of you are able to answer the questions? Raise your hands. Everybody, right? That's it. So that is the reason I said this course is for the people who want to go with experience. Of course, if fresher learn this course, it will be more than enough for you actually. Fine. So now let's come back to our class now. So in today's class, we are going to discuss with the different use cases for the project. Sir, in the last class, what exactly we have done is we have the notes. And one more thing, guys, I removed the Nexus server. So in the pipeline also, I am going to remove the Nexus stage. Okay. Unfortunately, I was teaching Terraform for the last batch actually. So unfortunately, I removed the Nexus server. It's okay, fine. You can go and you can remove the Nexus stage completely. It's completely fine. Of course, or instead of that one, what I can do is instead of this one, I can use echo command. Echo artifact is uploaded. Why? Because I removed server now, so that a script won't execute. Okay, so that is the reason I'm just using echo command here. Now, just to go and click on save itself. So now what exactly will happen? In last class, I deployed application all of the servers. Now, if you go and see, let me go and access the application. I'll copy the dev1 public IP address with port 8080. Go for dev2. Again with the port 8080. Again go for test1 with the port 8080. So test2 also going with the port number 8080. Oh, I know not to use it. Okay, fine. So this is the Tomcat port number that we all are using since from the beginning of the sessions. Okay, so let me log into all of them. Click on sign in. What is the username? Tomcat. Password will be Aham123. Oh, wait, I given the wrong password. Okay, so there you go. So now in any of the server here, what exactly we're gonna see? You can see the application is running lively. Are you able to see it now? Okay, fine. Sir, here my question is in real time, if you talk about the environments, what is the first environment you are going to have? Dev environment, right? After that, test. After that, DVT, final prod. So application will be deployed in the dev environment initially. Which environment? Sir, here if you are running the playbook, application is deploying on all the servers. But how exactly I want to deploy the application on dev server? hosts. That means what you are going to do? You are going to connect to the host. What is host here? Ansible main server, right? Where is my Ansible main server? Like here, a lot of servers are there. I was confused. Wait. Sir, can you give these interview questions in the notes? Already, what are the questions we discussed? Same questions happened, okay? Nothing new on that. Who asked this question? With, huh? It's not he, it is she actually, okay? It's only round one, man, okay? We have some other round actually. But for minimum 3 years of experience, package will be from 8 to 12 LPA. Minimum to minimum, I'm talking about. I'll call the HR and I'll tell you. Huh? How can I know that? Even I don't know. It's only first round, na? So second round is then I'll let you know what are the questions that they asked. So it is my Ansible main server. So let me go. Where is my playbook located? In the etc Ansible section. So if I go here, my playbook name is deploy.yml. So here instead of all, what I need to put here? Dev. So my application will be deployed on where now? Dev. Sir, I'll put dev here. My application will deploy on dev. Later, if I want to put testing environment, again I need to come to Ansible main server. Again, I need to modify it as test. In final, if I want to deploy in production, again I need to connect to my Ansible server. Again, I need to open the file. Again, I need to put here. Tell me one thing. If I do it every time manually, will I call it as manual work or automated work? Then, as a DevOps, are we going to do manual work here? Then how can you automate this one? By using the variable section. Which one? Let me go and tell you. In the pipeline step, you will be having something called as host subnet. If I go to the configuration section, in the configuration, if I go to the pipeline point, if I try to configure the Ansible playbook, tell me how to configure Ansible playbook one more time. First of all, tool is Ansible. What is the path for the inventory file? etc Ansible, and I need to give deploy.yml. That is my playbook name. And inventory path is etc Ansible. I need to give here hosts. Correct or not, sir? Next year credentials already we configured. So which credentials we need to give? While copying the key from Ansible main to worker nodes, whichever key you use, same key you are going to use now. So coming to here, next year host subnet. Are you seeing here? Currently want to deploy in which server? Put dev. No, sir, if I want to deploy and test, I need to put here test. So as of now, I'm deploying on dev. So I'll put on dev only. Now click on disable host checks. Last, you need to click on disable host check. Now copy this one, and now you need to give it on your Ansible playbook itself. If I go and see, currently in the limit section, limited dev means this particular deployment is going to happen on dev environment. Now click on save. Okay. So now again, I need to modify the code actually. Why? Because without modifying the code, if I deploy application, you won't get any replications. Okay. So GitHub, DevOps Berham, Jenkins Java project. So in the source, in the main, web app, index.jsp. So instead of version 10, now I'm going to put as version number 11. Twice here I'm doing some minimal changes. If you want to do any kind of other changes, you can do it. Okay. Now I'm committing. Now let's say developer deployed the application. So developer changes source code and he want to deploy the application. Now what I do? There the source code is modified, but he want to deploy the application on dev environment. Have we configured the dev environment now? Now if I click on build now, what will happen? Automatically the application will be deployed on dev environment. Let's go and check. Is it deploying on dev environment? Yes. Now here I need to go and give manual approval. So click on yes. So the moment if I go and see now, currently what is the version here? After refreshing, I'll be getting 11 now. Wait, I think it is not deployed yet. Yeah, it deployed now. So it is my developing one. I got 11. In developing two also I got 11, right? But in testing one, have I got application 11 here? In testing two also have I got application 11? No. Why application is not deployed on testing environment? Because in the host subnet I put as dev. Sir, if I want to deploy on my testing environment also, how can I deploy? Instead of dev, what you are going to put now? Test. Now understand the concept. I'll tell you one thing. So instead of dev, I need to go and put on test. Right? So if I click on save and if I click on build now where the application is going to deploy it? Test environment, right? Why? Because in the host subnet section, I put the testing. So now let me go and verify here. It is still deploying. Wait for it. I need to provide manual approval. Done. So let's go and check now. Are you seeing application number 11 here? Are you seeing 11 here? So now you have deployed application. Wait, let me check the IP addresses. Why? Because sometimes the IP address will create some mess here. It's gone now. So everywhere you have application 11. So is the concept clear for all of you now how to deploy a particular environment? So how can you deploy the application on particular environment, sir? By using the host subnet. Which one? In the pipeline syntax, if you go ahead and see, if you select host subnet, if you put dev, application will be deployed on which server? Dev. Now if I put on test, application will be deployed on testing environment. Clear? Fine. But now again, there is a question, sir. Every time if you are deploying on new environment, every time I need to go to click on configure, I need to modify. Again, this is a manual work or not, sir? Manual work means every time you are changing. If you change something every time, then that is called as manual work. Now is fully automated. Then how, sir? Can we call it as continuous deployment or delivery? Still it is delivery because there are some manual functions are going here. So now let me go and make it fully automated. Sir, here every time the value limit is changing or not, sir? Now I'll ask you a question. Question is going to be very, very easy. Whenever the value is changing, what you are going to do? Correct. What you are going to take? Correct. So here I'm going to take the variable call server. What I'm going to take it as? Server. For this variable, now I want to pass input. What I want to pass? Remember, in the entire concept of DevOps, there is one important concept that keep repeating for all the tools. That is called as parameters. Which one? Parameters is the very, very important concept that which make automate the deployment actually. See, in interview, if they ask you what is parameter, parameters are nothing but inputs for the variables. Here I have the variable. For this variable, I need to provide input or not, sir? So how do you provide the input for the variable means? With the help of parameters. Which one? So now here the variable is clearly defined. What is the name of the variable here? Server. For this variable now how I can pass input? Go to the top here. You can see something called as this project is parameterized. So click on add parameter. I have lot of parameters to define. First one and famous one is going to be choice. What is the name of the variable here? How many environments I have? 2. Dev, test. That's it. Now the moment if I click on save, in the build with parameters, if I select dev, my application will be deployed on developing environment. Or if I select text, my application will be deployed on. Now am I passing the input manually or like from the CLI itself? I mean like from the dashboard itself. Is it automated or not, sir? This is the very, very important concept for the entire Jenkins. Variables and parameters are two interlinked. Whenever the value is changing, take variable. If you want to pass input for the variable, use parameters. Which one? Now let's go and do. Sir, my application is changing. No, again, developer is changing application version 11 to version number 12. Now, developer is asking me to deploy on developing environment only. Which environment? So in the parameters, now what I need to select? Click on build now. Automatically now the application will be deployed on which environment? Nah, dev environment. Now provide the manual approval. Sir, is manual approval really required in real time? Yes, it is required. If you don't provide manual approval, if you do something wrong, how can you rectify? So make sure manual approval is mandatory. Okay. So now just go and give, click on refresh. Is the application deployed version 12 now? Here also I'm getting version number 12. But in testing, am I getting version number 12? No, why? Because in the testing, the application is not yet deployed. Sir, similarly, if I want to deploy application on testing, in the build with parameters, what I need to select here? Just do it. That's it. Now automatically the application will be deployed on which environment? Testing. So this is what we can call as parameters. What is parameter? Parameters are nothing but inputs that will pass for the variables. So remember, this is going to be the entire concept that we are going to use further till the end of the DevOps itself. Okay. This concept will come in Docker. Same concept will come on Terraform, and same concept will come on Kubernetes also. Whenever if I say value is changing, you need to tell it as variable. And whenever if I say, if I want to pass input for the variable, what you need to use? Parameters. Correct. What happened? Screen got stuck. Wait, guys, the screen got stuck actually. What is this one? It's not moving. In the background, no application is running, but here I got some white box. Give me a second. It's not a tab actually, but it is not moving from here. Give me 1 second, guys. All in, just give me 1 second. Huh? It's not moving, man. All in, just give me a second. I'll restart the PC.
Okay, fine. So that is the first kind of parameter. What is the first kind of parameter we have seen? Choice parameter. Sir, choice parameter main purpose is whenever if you are having a input, if you want to provide a input to your variable, in that case, which one you are going to use? You are going to use parameter. That is choice parameter only. Okay. Here the main thing you need to understand is, guys, choice parameter will be used to pass only one variable. I mean, like only one input you can pass. But in the other hand, if I want to pass multiple inputs, so choice parameter will be not helpful for me. You can see the pipeline got paused for past 6.5 minutes. So let me click yes. Okay. So if I want to provide multiple inputs, so in that case, I cannot use a choice parameter. In that case, I can use a concept called string parameter. Which parameter? See, if I go to click on configure, now I want to deploy the application on both dev and testing environments. So in that case, in the choice parameter, I can pass either dev or either both I cannot pass. In that case, I can use a parameter called string parameter. I can remove this off now. Click on add parameter, go for string parameter. What is the name of the variable? Server. Guys, whatever the variable you have taken here, in the practice, what are the variable you have taken here? Same variable you need to mention it here. Okay. If you take ABC there, put ABC there. If you take server there, put server here. So default value, you can provide default value in the string parameter. But for choice, we don't have any kind of default, what we call this one? Inputs. Okay. For a choice parameter, we can have the default inputs, but for the, I mean, we don't have default input for the choice parameter, but for string, we have default inputs. But again, I'm not going to provide default input. So click on save. Now tell me, sir, if I want to deploy my application both on developing and testing environment, click on build with parameters, just put dev comma. That's it. Now automatically your both inputs will be passed. Click on build now. Now your application will be ready to deploy on both developing and testing. And here you can see in the build number, if you go and see in the parameters, you can see what parameters you passed. Currently the job is deployed on which environments? So if you want to see what are the parameters you passed for the pipeline, go for the job name, I mean like job number, I mean like build number, click on the parameter section. So now this job is built on which environment? Both dev and test. Is this clear for all of you know? So what is the difference between choice versus string parameter? Choice can pass only one parameter, but string will not pass one. I mean like string can pass multiple parameters itself. So online is the difference between choice and string clear for all of you? Can you please confirm in chat box? And online, what about you? Is the difference between choice and string clear for all of you know? Great. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry? No, no. Whenever if your deployment got failed, pipeline will not go further. For example, you have 10 stages. Stage 1, stage 2 got success. Stage 3 got failed. It won't execute. Already we discussed at the starting of session. Okay. So here already we discussed, if you go and see types of parameters, let me show you this one. First one is gonna be choice parameter. What is the purpose of choice parameter? To pass single input. Okay. But if you go to string parameter can pass multiple inputs. I am talking about parameters. First one is gonna be choice. Pass single input. Second one, string. It can pass multiple inputs. Okay. And first of all, apart from all of this, what is parameter? Parameters are nothing but use it to pass inputs to the variables in jobs. That can be any job. That can be freestyle or that can be pipeline. Okay. Choice then string then. And there is one more thing called multi-line string parameter. Which one? Multi-line string parameter. Multi-line string means you can pass inputs on multiple lines. Okay. Pass inputs
in multiple lines. Is the point clear for all of you now? It can pass inputs in multiple lines. Let me go and show you how to work with this one. So if I click on configuration section, in the configuration section, here what exactly I am trying to do now is, instead of string parameter, I'll go for multi-line string parameter. I'll see multi-line string parameter. Go again, same one, server. But if I click on save, instead of passing the input on single line, I can go and pass on multiple lines. First of all, dev, second one is, but in real time, you don't use string and multi-string. In real time, 99.99%. See the accuracy, 99. Your primary input will be from choice parameter only. String you will use on different use cases, but it is not the general use case. Whenever if you have any special requirement, then only you are going to use string. Multi-line string, you will never ever use it. Why? Because it is not the use case which you use in the real time. But I'm just telling for your knowledge itself. Okay. So if I click on build now again these two parameters will be passed. You can see the output success now. Let me show you. Of course, no need to verify the output on the screen. Here, if the build is success, then the output will be success itself. Is the build got success now? That means our parameters are successfully passed or not, sir? So how many parameters we discussed? First one is choice. Second one is string. Third one is multi-line string. Choice parameter can pass how many inputs? One. String, multiple. Multi-line string, multiple inputs on multiple lines. Fine. Next one will be file parameter. Which one? That means if you want to pass input from the file, you can go and use the file parameter. Let me go and show you. I don't want a multi-line string now. If I click on add parameter, go for file parameter. So just to give the file location, I'm talking about file only. Just give just file. Okay. Now in my local, if I go and build with parameters, in local, you can choose any of the file. For example, if I go and choose any of the file, I'm taking Docker file. Of course, it's fine. So if you click on build now, from the file, the input will be provided. Of course, this is also not the use case what we use generally. Okay, but I'm telling for your knowledge. And the final one will be Boolean. Boolean means either true or false, which everybody know. So among these 5 parameters, only 2 will be used on real time. First of all, choice. Second one will be string. Again, in choice and string, which one is highest used parameter? Choice. But rest of the things I said for your knowledge purpose. But in real time, you will not going to use any one of them. Is the concept of parameters clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm me? Is the concept of parameters clear for all of you or not? So Vikram, your question is, sir, can we automate the job? Because we are selecting input parameters manually. Of course, in the string, you can provide the default parameter, Vikram. It is possible. For example, let me go and tell you. So guys, Vikram asked a very good question. So let me explain this clearly. What Vikram is trying to ask, in the choice parameter or in the string parameter, let me go and take server. Here I put 2 inputs, dev and test. Sir, here you are providing the inputs manually. But if I schedule a cron job will execute on specific time. So in that case, how to pass inputs? Very easy. For example, if I schedule a cron job, parameter will take first input. For example, if I want to deploy on dev environment, I'll put dev. No, sir, while executing the cron job, I want to deploy the application on test environment. What I'll do, I'll put test on the first place. Now, automatically cron job will take it. If you go and see, what is the first parameter here you are seeing? Very simple or not, sir? Like that. If you want me to show it lively, let me go and show. So currently, I want to see what is the time in my Ansible server. Okay, let me go and connect. Of course, there is a use case here. Let me tell you. Okay, I'll tell you some small point before I go and explain. Here I'll go and I'll change the source code also. Source code is on GitHub DevOps by Raham. All setups. In the Jenkins Java project, let me go and let me change some code here. Instead of src, I'm gonna put main web app index.jsp. Click on this one. What is the version I'm going to put now? 13. So click on commit changes. Sir, for example, let's say currently what is the time here? Not Indian time, man, server time. Okay. 11:44. I want to deploy the application at 11:47, for example. So tell me the cron syntax for it. First of all, minutes will be 47, hours will be 11, date will be 3, month will be 7. Correct. And today is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Wednesday means what is the value? 3. 4. Who said 3 here? You only said. Okay. Value will be 4. Now copy the cron job syntax here. And just go ahead and give here as paste. So in the configuration section, so in the build periodically section, go ahead and give it here. Okay. But here the question is, I want to deploy it on testing environment. So what I put here? Test. So when the time triggers, now automatically application will be deployed on testing environment. Let me change it to 46. Why? Because 47 will take some additional time. I'll go and keep it as 46 itself. 46. In the meanwhile, I'll try to log into my testing servers and I'll check whether my testing servers are deploying the application or not. Why? Because I want to log in and I want to show it lively. Port number will be 80. 80. So server number 2 also 80, 80. Username will be Tomcat. Password will be here also. Username and Tomcat. You can see the Netflix application. Currently it is version number 12. And here also version number 12 itself. Let's wait for the application deployment. So the time is still, the time happened. So previous build number is 12. Wait for some time. What is the time now? 11:46. That means is the build triggering now here? Wait, there is something mistake in the cron job, I think so. Sunday 0, Monday 1, Tuesday 2, Wednesday. Wait. Sunday 0, Monday is 1, Tuesday is 2, Wednesday is 3. But here it is 4 now. This is okay. Fine. Let me go for 48 now. I was thinking like there is something missing in the cron job. Okay, fine. So click on save. Now when the time triggered 11:48, now my bill will schedule. So we need to wait for still how many seconds? 34. Yeah, that's what I missed actually. I was in a hurry to configure the servers. Okay, I kept it as 3 unfortunately, but okay. Wait for 13 seconds. The time done now? Let me go and check. Is the application deploying or not, sir? Of course, manual approval we need to provide. Click on yes. Now let's go and check. From version number 12 to version number 13 we need to get. Here have we got version number 13. That means our application deployed properly or not, sir? That is the use case. Whenever if you want to schedule work, but if you don't want to provide manual input, put the default value. Whichever the environment you want to deploy first, put the first value. Is it clear now? Online, is the concept clear whatever I said? If you schedule a job, if you don't want to provide manual input, set the value as default value. First value will be default value. Whatever you set, that's going to be take it. I hope it is clear for you, Vikram, no? And it's a very good question actually. Okay, fine. Here both will be getting it as 13. Sir, similarly, if I want to deploy the application dev environment at some specific time, in that case, what I need to do? In the build with parameters, first thing I want to put as dev. Instead of test, I'm going to put as dev. So now let's go ahead and check. I want to schedule the job at what is the current time now? Like 49, right? I'll schedule it for 50. At what time? So in the section, instead of 48, let me go and put as 50. Now at the time of 50, in which server my application will be deployed? Why? Default value is set to dev. So let me go and check my developing servers. I'll be going for developing one. 8080. And for my developing two, it is also 8080. Username will be Tomcat. Check it now. You need to get version 13 now. So currently it is version 12. Here both. My pipeline got triggered here, but it is waiting for the. So now go ahead and click on refresh. Automatically instead of 12, what will you get now? 13. Wait, it is still loading. Wait for some time. Is 13 changed here? Come back to this one. Click on refresh. 13 coming now. Simple. So is the concept of real-time automating clear for all of you know? That's it. So this is the concept of parameters. So today we have seen how to deploy the application on specific server and how to pass the input for the variables and how to schedule the work on specific server based upon the cron job. Of course, you can use webhook also. Anything is fine here. The next one is gonna be Jenkins backup. Which one? Sir, for example, if you lost your Jenkins server, you need to have the backup or not, sir? So if you want to back up your Jenkins, there is a plugin available in the Jenkins section. Let me go ahead and show you. In the manage Jenkins section, go to the plugins. There is a plugin called backup plugin. You can call it as thin backup. Just type here backup. Basically there is a plugin called restore jobs actually. Okay, that will restore the jobs even if you terminate. So if you go ahead and say, I've seen the backup here. There you are having lot of backup. First one is the backup. This backup is nothing but backup or restore your configuration files only. Second, thin backup. Thin backup is nothing but backup the most important and job specification configuration files. Third one is gonna be periodic backup. Backup or restore your Jenkins configuration files. So here I am going for thin backup and periodic backup. Okay, I am going to show both of them here. So if I click on install, after installing in the security, you can see new one here. So basically after installing, you need to restart the Jenkins, but here see this one. Restart your Jenkins when the installation is done and no job is running. Remember guys, if you want to restart your Jenkins, make sure that no job is running. Already we discussed initially. Today also I said on interview questions for the experience, and now I am showing it on lively. Okay. So please make sure that whenever if you are restarting the Jenkins, you need to make sure your jobs are not running. Correct. Username will be Raham and password will be Raham. Click on sign in. Now I'll show you how to configure the backup periodically. That means if you give a specific time, based upon the time, automatically your Jenkins is gonna take the backup of your configuration files. Let me go ahead and show you. So here if you go, are you seeing periodic backup? Click on periodic backup. So click on configuration. Okay. So TMP directory, where you want to backup, I want to backup on TMP folder. Schedule the cron job every day at 12 AM. At what time? Every day at 12 AM. I want to make my backup available. Or every day midnight at 2 AM. I want to make my backup. So I'm going to take it as midnight 2 AM for every day, every month, and every day of the week. So click on validate cron syntax. Is cron job okay? This will indicate every morning at 2 a.m. So maximum backup in one location. I want maximum 10 backups in one location. And if the backup is more than 7 days, I don't want that backup. First one is maximum backup. In the TMP folder, how many backups you want? 10. And if you took a backup today is a third. If you took a backup today, after 1 week, I don't want this backup. That means at the day of 10th, this backup is going to delete automatically. That will do automatically itself. So now coming to the backup strategy, do you want configuration backup or you want full backup? I want full backup actually. Okay. So coming to storage strategy, I want to store it on tar format. And coming to the backup location, again, backup location, I'm going to store it on my local folder only. What is my local folder? Slash. After you configure, click on enable this location and click on validate path. Now, if you click on save, every day at midnight 12 a.m., 2 a.m., the backup is going to be stored on that location. Okay. So now if you go and see in your file, go to the Ansible main server, like Jenkins main server. Go to Movaxstrom. Let me open Movaxstrom here. Go to cd/tmp folder. I can't make you wait for till that 2 a.m. So if I click on backup now, so basically it will take at 2 a.m. in the midnight. So I'm not going to make you wake up at 2 a.m. So I'm just clicking on restore now. The moment if I click on restore now if you go to cd/tmp, you can see the backup folder available there. Sudo -i cd/tmp, click on ll or ls. Are you seeing backup is available now? Backup is on which path? Tar folder. Which one? So enter it tar-zxvf. Give the backup name. Complete configuration of your Jenkins is stored here or not, sir? Now if I go to that path cd backup and so folder, you can see the complete. See previously, this is the path actually. Let me go to that one. Are you seeing the logs, plugins, everything you are able to see or not, sir? How it is coming? It is coming from the backup folder. Which folder? Previously, if you go and see the moment if I give LL, previously I'm talking about. If I go to start, in the previously if I give LL, you don't have that many folders, right? But after if I give the untar Carmen, are you seeing all of the files now? You can see some hell lot of files here. So all this has been backup. So like that every day you can do the backup. And there is one more plugin in the Jenkins. Unfortunately, if you delete a job, you can be able to restore the job itself. Let me do one copying of the job. So click on new item. So job name I'm going to give it as dummy. And I want to copy it from the existing job. I want to copy it from Netflix pipeline. Basically, I copied the job actually. Why? Because I'm going to delete the job and I'm going to show you how to restore the jobs. Guys, in the older version of Jenkins, basically what happened, in the older version of Jenkins, there is a plugin called Restore. So let me go in, click on Manage Jenkins. Let me go for plugins again. In the plugin section, in the available section, Restore Jobs. Wait, I think the plugin is removed or what? Backup, okay, we know. Job restoring plugin. Job restore. Wait. Let me search in the documentation. There is a plugin actually, like let me show you the plugin. I think it's not running now. Manage Jenkins from a disk, not this one. Give me a second. Basically, I think the Jenkins removed this plugin. This plugin is not visible for me anymore. There is a plugin called job restoration plugin. It is showing job restriction, but there is one more thing called job restoration. Okay, fine. So this plugin got removed. It's okay. So previously in Jenkins, there is a plugin actually in the older version of Jenkins. Currently, whatever you are seeing is newer version. There is a plugin called job restoration plugin. Unfortunately, if you delete the job, you can be able to restore it. But in the newer version, it's not maintaining, it's removed. And one more thing, guys, plugins in Jenkins are going to be maintained by community people. So that is not going to be like a lifetime maintenance. For example, if you are a community developer, you develop a plugin. After a few years, you don't want to develop that plugin anymore. You can remove it. After removing that plugin, nobody can able to use it. So make sure this one in Jenkins, plugins are not available all the times. If contributor want to remove that plugin, he can remove, and that feature we are not going to use it anymore. Currently, that is what happening with the job restoration plugin. Okay, it's okay, fine. And the last thing about the Jenkins you need to know about is build views actually. Currently, how many jobs you are having? Sir, if you want to list out the jobs in your view, so click on this plus symbol. So if I go and click on my job, what I'm going to give us? So if I go for my view or list view, so click on create. Sir, I want to work only on the pipeline job. So if I select here pipeline job, Netflix pipeline, so click on OK. So if I go to this section, I can be able to see what are the jobs that I'm working on. In real-time organization, we have some 50 jobs actually. How many jobs? I will work only on 4 to 5 jobs. In that case, I can filter my jobs like this. So if I filter my jobs like this, it will become very easy for me or not, sir? Or otherwise, I need to go to 50 jobs and I need to search for the where is my job located. This is what I can call as list view. Which one? List view will be able to filter out the jobs what you want to work on. Second one is this job will filter all the jobs that you have view access. For example, if you are having 100 jobs, you want to see what are the jobs that you have access. In that case, you can use my views, but we can use list view to filter the jobs for your requirement actually. That's it. And the last one here, if you go and see, if you talk about Ansible, sir, what Ansible can do? Ansible is the end-to-end automation tool, right? What Ansible can do? Ansible can do server creation, software installation, and deployment. So already we've seen how to deploy the application from the Ansible and how to install software packages also. But have I shown you how to create a server from Ansible?
Now I'm going to show you. From the Ansible, you can also create the servers in real time. But in real time, you don't use Ansible, use Terraform for it. What you are going to use? Terraform. But with the help of Ansible also, there is a way to create. But in real time, you don't use it. But I'm going to tell you for your knowledge. So let me go and explain how to create servers from the Ansible itself. So if we go for this one, okay. That is the last one. What you're going to learn here. So this one, creating a EC2 from the playbook. Here, note point. If Ansible want to create an EC2 instance in the cloud, it need to have permission. Tell me one thing. I want to create the server on my AWS account with the help of which tool? Ansible tool. Is Ansible a part of AWS? Ansible is separate tool. AWS is some separate cloud actually. Now, if Ansible want to give one thing, if any tool want to work with the cloud, the tool need to have the permission. Similarly, my Ansible want to create a server in the cloud. So in the cloud, I need to give permission for the Ansible tool. Okay. So if Ansible want to create an EC2 in the cloud, we need to have permission. So to allocate the permission for our Ansible, we can create IAM user. IAM user is the topic which you are going to learn in the upcoming days of AWS classes. But now, as of now, just remember to give permission for my Ansible server. I'm using here IAM. So let me go to the cloud. In the cloud, just type here IAM. Which one? IAM. So I'll take it on duplicate tab. So in the IAM, create a user for the Ansible. How to create a user? It is very easy. So go to the user section. Already I'm having 4 users. Click on create user. Username is not only Ansible. You can click whatever username you want. So click on next. Coming to the permissions, I'm like policy. Sir, Ansible want to create the EC2 instance. Correct or not, sir? So here you can give EC2 full access. Just type EC2 full. Are you seeing EC2 full access? Click on this one. Next, create the user. And after creating the user, now this user called Ansible need to attach to my server. How can I attach? Go to the security credential. Here, click on create access key and secret key. Select CLI. Next, create access key and click on download. This is very, very simple process. Again, I'll explain how to create the access keys and secret key one more time. First of all, to provide permission for our Ansible cloud, you are going to use which service here? Next, and after that, you need to click on policy. Now, Ansible want to create my EC2 instance. So just to type EC2 full access, click on next, click on create. Once the user got created, inside that user, you need to go for security credential, click on access key and secret key, select CLI. I understand. Next, create access key and now you need to download this to your local. So this is the way how you can get the permissions actually. Now, after getting the permission, how I can assign that permission to my server? Okay. There is a command called AWS configure. Which one? So in the AWS configuration section, first of all, it is asking access key and secret key. Sir, already you download the access key and secret key your local. So open them. Now in your local, first of all, copy the access key. Next, copy the secret key. Next, I want to create my server on US East 1 and output I want on table format. I need to give like this. Same steps, pin to pin I have given here. How to create the IAM user. Here, of course, I have given administrator access, but you can go and give EC2 full access also. EC2 full access. EC2 full access. Okay. So after that, creating user, next creating the security credentials. Now come to the Ansible server and you need to give the
Why I'm giving this command? To give Ansible permission for the server actually. First of all, give the access key. Next, you need to give the secret key. What is the default region? US East 1. And output is on which format? Table format. So like this, you need to give the permission. After that, once you give the permission, now directly you are going to install the Boto function. What you are going to install? That is the command actually. So sudo from the PAP module I'm installing here, Boto function. Why? Because without installing Boto function, you are not able to create the EC2 instance. So now go vim ec2.yml. First of all, here hyphen hosts. I am executing this playbook on my local server only. So I am putting here local host. Next, tasks. What is the task here? Create EC2 instance. EC2 instance. After giving the name, start to create the EC2 instance. Okay. First of all, here you are going to give the AMI. What you are going to give? As per the notes, if you go ahead and see. So here image, AMI stand for here. But before that, to create the EC2 instance, I'm using which module here? EC2 module. So just to put here EC2. In which region I'm creating instance, sir? Region is US East 1. For example, if I want to create 2 servers, so just to give count is equal to 2. So count to 2 will indicate I am creating 2 EC2 instances. Next, I am giving image. To create my EC2 instance, I need to have an AMI or not, sir? So how to get the AMI? Go to instance section. In the AMI catalog, you can get lot of AMIs. Let's take any of the AMIs. So I'll copy them. And you need to give the image ID. Exactly however I have defined here, in the same way you are going to define it. Just to put AMI and give the ID itself. After that, next you need to give instance type. What you need to give? Without instance type, can we able to create EC2? No. So just to give here instance underscore type. I want to give T2 micro. And finally, instance tags. What I want to give? Instance tags means name of the instances. So for example, here I can give name like this. Are you seeing name here? Remember, whenever if you are giving name, N should be capital. If you unfortunately put small, it is not going to give the name. Name will be, I'm going to give the name as ABC server. What I'm going to give it as? So again, host, I'm executing this playbook on my local server only. Task, what I'm creating here? EC2 instance. I'm using module call. I am executing on US East 1. So how many servers I'm creating? What is the image I have taken? So and so image I have taken. Instance type I have taken T2 micro and instance name I have given ABC. Now after, if you go and try to execute the playbook, Ansible -playbook ec2.yml. Now automatically it is going to create the EC2 instance. But here if you can go and see, we got a fail. Why? Because message instance creation got failed, unknown parameter. What we got? The parameter metadata options is not recognized. Okay, let me go and check what is the issue we are having here. EC2 host task. Okay, name EC2, fine. Region US East 1, count, image. Let me go and verify. Image is fine, tags is fine. Wait, and tags have given double quotes. Yeah, 2 names only. For both of the servers, like you can get the same name. I'm going to task or task. Okay, task only. Name correct. EC2 is also correct. First of all, I have given region US East 1. That is also correct. Count is equal to 2. Image, so and so image I have taken. Instance type T2 micro. No, you can do anything. Now instance tags at last. Name will be image. Correct only, na? Unknown parameter. The parameter is not recognized. Which parameter is not recognized? No. AMI is correct only. What are the AMI we have given? AMI hyphen, we need to give. Let me go with some other AMI. We are on Northern Virginia, US just one only. Let me go for some other AMI. I will take Ubuntu. But I'm sure actually it is not with the input, but let me check. Because AMI, you can take any of the AMI. It got created. I think mistake is with the AMI actually. Previously, when I selected AMI, I might miss any of the last number. That is the reason actually. It's okay. Now, if you go ahead and see the instance got created, how much time it took? Very less time, right? Now, if you can go ahead and see, if I go and click on instances, I can get two ABC servers. How many servers? Let me go to the pending status. I can go for pending. So pending is not. So click on running servers. So I need to get two servers here. ABC, ABC. Are these running now? So like this, even though you can also able to create the EC2 instance. But guys, in real time, you don't use Ansible to create servers. We will use Terraform. What we use? Why? Because Terraform will be very, very easy to create the servers, whereas Ansible will be having some complicate. Okay. But don't worry, in the upcoming days, you are going to learn Terraform. But here I just shown you how to create from the Ansible point of view. That's it. So now Ansible can create the servers. Ansible can configure the servers and Ansible can do the deployment. So can we call it as end-to-end automation tool? That's it. So this is the concept of Ansible itself. So by today, we have learned the complete Ansible, complete Jenkins done. So till now we learned Git, GitHub, Maven, Jenkins, Ansible, Nexus. Which one? So these 6 tools we have done. So from tomorrow onwards, we are going to enter into the phase 2 of DevOps. That is what we can call as microservices. What do we call as? That's it. So now before going for doubts and queries, first of all, till now you completed half of the DevOps tools. How's the DevOps for you know? Interesting or not? Okay. How's the class for all of you today? Is it good? Clear for all of you? Online, what about you guys? Is the class clear for all of you? Can you please confirm in chat box once? Was interesting, great, fine, clear. No, it's done. Which one? Oh, which one? That is the topic here we discussed. Parameters. Today class, you are absent on yesterday, huh? I'll discuss. Yeah. Okay. So guys, now I'm going to tell you a small tip here. Let me go and show you something. Currently, for example, if I do anything wrong on the AML, for example, let me go and arrange this on zigzag order, for example, okay? I'm going to arrange this on zigzag order. So now tell me, is your playbook is on correct syntax here? Whenever if your playbook is on wrong syntax, is your playbook going to execute? You'll get error like this. So whenever if your playbook is not executing correctly due to wrong syntax, copy the syntax. And in a browser, go for the editor called YAML lint. Which one? YAML lint. If you go to YAML lint, it is a YAML editor actually. If you paste your content here and if you click on go, it is going to tell that where your error is. Currently, your first error is on which place here? 4th line. So after giving the name, EC2 is correct. In the region, go ahead and correct these values. So click on go now. If I click on go, is the error removed here? And next error is on which line? It comes out of the proper indentation. Now click on go. Is it properly giving or not, sir? So YAML lint is the online editor where you can check the YAML mistake. And one of the shortcut I just want to share for all of you is in YAML, if you see hyphen, that is going to call as array actually. Whenever if you're writing YAML syntax, for the tasks end name, your letter will start from third letter. You can see task first letter, A second letter, and from the S. Next line is starting or not, sir? So similarly, if we go to the difference between EC2 and region, is E is the first letter, C is the, and third letter is 2. Exactly after third letter only, your next line is starting or not, sir? And again in instance type also, N is starting after the S only. So like this only, whenever if you are writing any configuration on AML, make sure that if you are going for the next line, you need to leave the first two spaces. You need to start from the third one, like that. So this is what we can call as AML lint actually. Okay, so AML lint is the online validator where you can validate your syntax. And Ansible is idempotency. What is the meaning of idempotency? Already I said in the initial classes. Idempotency means idempotency means if you run the playbook, second time also if you run the same playbook without any modification, it won't change. That is what we can call as idempotency. And for example, you want to run the playbook, but if you don't want to get the output, you want to check whether your playbook is correct or not. So in that case, you can use the dry run. What we can use? Dry run. So let me go to the VM ec.yml. Let me remove all of the code here. I correct the code on AML, so I'm paste. Oh, wait. I'm going to correct the code from the AML lint and I'm going to paste it here. For example, instead of code, sorry, count is equal to, I want to make it as count is equal to 3 now. So if I use Ansible hyphen playbook ec.yml hyphen check, it is going to show me the output, what I'll get. If you go and see, my playbook got executed, but I won't get the output. Basically, how many servers you need to get now? 3 servers you need to get in general, but how many you get now? ABC servers? 2 only, 1 and 2. Are you seeing any ABC server here? No, you won't get any kind of ABC new server. So the main purpose of hyphen check is, it is called as dry run. Dry run means if you want to execute the playbook without getting output, you want to execute and you want to check whether that is correct or not. In that case, you can use hyphen check. That is what we can call as dry run. Which one? Dry run. In real time, you write the playbook. Before executing the playbook, you want to check what is the possible output I will get. So in that case, you can use this one. Put hyphen check itself. So by this, we can conclude the entire concept of Ansible is wrapped up. And from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start the microservices. What we are going to start? That is your Docker and Kubernetes. So before entering for the Docker and Kubernetes, I would like to make sure all of you are perfect till the date. Why? Because once we enter into the Docker and Kubernetes, the topics are going to be very, very interesting, as well as the topics are going to be very, very depth. So I want to make sure all of you are done with the Ansible till the date. If anyone is still lagging, so please try to complete this as soon as possible. Okay, that's it. So now if you are having any doubts or any queries over today's topic or project or enter in Jenkins or Ansible, so you can ask me now. Online, you can raise your hands, and offline, I'm going to give it for you. Yeah, tell me, please. That already we've seen just now. Host inventory pattern, dev of 0, developing first server, dev of 1, developing second server. That's it. In the host section, instead of dev of 0. If you put dev of 0, it is going to deploy on developing first server. If you put dev of 1, that is going to deploy on developing. Already we discussed now. Same thing. That is called as inventory host pattern actually. So couple of queries from online. So first one is from Nikhil. Sir, I have practiced, but I am forgetting the previous concepts. Sir, please tell me how to practice properly and remember all these previous concepts. Guys, the concept is very easy. It is the common habit for all of the humans to forget the past things actually. If you are practicing on this, you might forget the Jenkins actually. That is completely all right. But what I suggest for is, for example, if you are practicing Ansible, okay, at one day, for example, day 1, day 2, day 3, Ansible is done. Day 4, after practicing Ansible, go back to Jenkins and revise all the topics. Don't do everything in practice wise. I have given the notes. No, just revise the notes. That is enough. For every week, for example, if today is Saturday, I said some topics. Practice the topic. If you have some time, just revise all the previous topics. So in this way, it is going to be helpful for you, Nikhil, and like everyone here. Of course, it is quite common to forget the previous topics. That's completely okay. Sir, in real time, do we keep Ansible Jenkins in same server? Of course, you can keep Rajesh, but if you don't want, you can use Ansible on one server and you can use Jenkins on. But again, the working will be same. There is nothing more difference actually. I'll share the notes for all of you in the meanwhile. So offline, any questions from your end? And one more thing, I'm removing all the servers here. Because I have a lot of servers running here, so I removed everything apart from Terraform. Of course, we can do it. We can use the concept of Ansible loops actually that can give the different names actually. You know loops, right? With the help of loops, we have how we created different users. Same like we can allocate different names also. But again, in real time, you don't use Ansible to create servers. So entire infrastructure we are going to learn from Terraform itself. You can edit. But that is manual way. Na? If you create from playbook and if you edit manually, it's a manual work again. So in the classwork, I'm going to upload the notes for you. You can take it and you can practice this. Yep. Okay. No. It will change completely. Why? Because in AWS, you are going to call it as instance. In Azure, you are going to call it as VMs. Okay. In AWS, you are going to give AMI. But in Azure, that name will be different. So like that, there will be changes actually. Same script you cannot use. There will be a lot of changes actually. Process will be same, but the scripts and names will be changing. Yes. No, not platform dependent. Ansible is platform independent. But you are asking about cloud now. Yeah, in Terraform, we can do it. In Terraform, you can provision the infra for any of the cloud. In Ansible also you can do, but Terraform is far more advanced. Simply, I can say Terraform is Android. Sorry, Terraform is iPhone and Ansible is Android. Which one you'll prefer? iPhone only, right? Same thing. Okay. And please share the class. Already it's uploaded, Mallikarjun, you can take it. And Kiran, hi sir, is there any Linux classes started? So basically Linux class is gonna start in upcoming days. So you can join, Kiran. Already things started, right? How many days it has been? 10 days done, na? So might be after 10 days you can get the new batch. But I think all of you are going for Linux class, right? Great. Sir, how many days left for Docker? Tomorrow only you are going to start. Again, Docker will take 1 week in least case. Notes you can get from Google Classroom, Mallikarjuna. And Srivani sir, which other tools can be used instead of Jenkins? You can use Argo CD. You can use Code Pipeline. You can use Go CI, Circle CI, Tavis, Semaphore, Buddy Build Master, Harness, GitLab CI/CD, GitHub Actions, and number of tools. But among them, famous one will be Jenkins actually. You prefer Android only, na? Good. Curious to know Ansible versus Terraform. Which one is very easy? Terraform, I can say. And one more thing, if anyone of the offline want to learn Terraform, basically Terraform will take 1 month from now in a case. But if you want to know about Terraform, we can sit on the next class. If you want, if you have interest, okay? What about GitLab? GitLab is same like your GitHub and Jenkins integration, Srivani, okay? You can learn any one of them. 2 is not required. Any one of them is fine. And Vasanta sir, after DevOps completion, you will teach Linux. No, it's not me, it's Imran sir. Imran sir is gonna teach Linux for you. I'll be teaching only DevOps and AWS here. And I'll be teaching majorly DevOps. AWS, how much of DevOps required, that I'll cover.
Huh? In demos, I need to teach some basic Linux. Shivani, GitHub, we are not going to cover here, Shivani. Why? Because you are having Linux, I mean, sorry, not Linux, GitHub as well as Jenkins both, na? So that will be enough. GitLab is alternative for Jenkins actually. What is CASA and Unity? No, it's not required, Kiran. Any certifications, huh? Not required. Without certification also you can get the job. There are a lot of people who is getting the job without certification also. But if you have certification, it will be advantage for you. Yep. Yeah. Node.js projects are very, very easy. In real time, wherever if you go, your major platform will be Java only. That is the reason I'm taking Java. Now, if you want me to show Node.js project, I'll show you in Docker. Okay, in Docker, I'll show you how to do the Node.js project. We cannot cover all, man. Okay. Yep. Sir, I need PPT presentation. One of the PPT in MTech 1 tool. I thought to work on Ansible. Sir, I need to present one PPT for MTech on 1 tool. You need to prepare Ansible, but Durga, if you ask me, instead of Ansible, I'll go you and prepare the PPT on Kubernetes. Kubernetes will be very, very amazing tool in the real time actually. Ansible is also a very good tool, but I'll suggest you to go for Docker or Kubernetes. Why? Because microservices are booming in these days. Okay. I'll suggest to go with either Docker or either Kubernetes or even Terraform also. Anything is fine. So Docker will take one week at least. Kubernetes at least 2 weeks. Terraform at least 10 days. And AWS at least 10 days in a least case. So this is the upcoming days for your remaining stuff. By the end of this month, you need to submit. Of course, we can finish Kubernetes by end of this month, Satyaveni. It's completely fine. Or if you want some more information, just ping me on Telegram. Okay, I'll just give some insights for you there more. Sir, can you please help me on creating DevOps project? That's what I'm teaching you, right? If you are having any queries, you can approach me through the LinkedIn or you can approach me through Telegram also. It's completely fine. Okay. Why? Because these people are like online, so they cannot interact with me like you. It's fine. Okay. That's it, guys. So let's meet on tomorrow's session with some new topic. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you.